Have you ever felt like you're facing a giant? A problem so big, so intimidating, you feel completely outmatched? Well, today we're diving into one of the most epic underdog stories of all time. A tale that has inspired people for thousands of years. The story of David and Goliath. So, let's set the scene. We're in ancient Israel, in the valley of Elah. On one side, you have the entire Israelite army, and on the other, the mighty Philistine army. For 40 days, these two armies have been locked in a stalemate. Why? Because the Philistines have a secret weapon, a champion named Goliath. And when I say giant, I mean it. The texts describe him as being over 9 feet tall. He's decked out in heavy bronze armor, carrying a spear with a tip that weighed more than a bowling ball. Every single day, Goliath would march out and taunt the Israelites. He'd shout, "Why don't you send one man to fight me? If he wins, we'll be your servants. But if I win, you'll be ours." As you can imagine, the Israelite soldiers were terrified. Not a single man, not even their king, Saul, dared to face this giant. The entire army was paralyzed by fear. Now, enter our hero, David. David wasn't a soldier. He was a young shepherd boy, the youngest of 8 brothers. His job was to tend his father's sheep. One day, his dad sends him to the battlefront to bring food to his older brothers and to check on how they are doing. So David arrives at the camp. And what does he hear? He hears Goliath's daily taunts. But unlike everyone else, David doesn't feel fear. He feels outrage. He looks around and asks, "Who is this guy defying the armies of the living God?" He can't believe that everyone is just standing there, letting this happen. His older brothers get angry and tell him to go back to his sheep. They see him as just an arrogant kid who doesn't know his place. But David is persistent. His words eventually reach King Saul, who summons him. Saul looks at this young shepherd and says, "You can't go fight him. You're just a boy. And he's been a warrior since he was young." But David has a response that surprises everyone. Sul. When I'm watching my father's sheep, and a lion or a bear comes and attacks the flock, I go after it. I strike it and rescue the sheep. If it turns on me, I grab it by its fur and strike it down. The same God who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine. David's confidence wasn't in himself. It was in his past experiences and his faith. He knew what he was capable of because he'd faced danger before, just on a different scale. Impressed by his courage, Saul agrees. He tries to put his own royal armor on David, but it's too big and heavy. David can't even walk in it, so he takes it off. Instead, he walks down to a nearby stream and picks up 5 smooth stones. He puts them in his shepherd's bag. All he has is his staff and his trusty slingshot. Imagine the scene. Goliath, the armored giant, sees this young boy approaching him with nothing but a stick and a sling. He's insulted. "Am I a dog," he bellows, "that you come at me with sticks?" He curses David and promises to feed his flesh to the birds. But David's reply is one of the most powerful lines in the entire story. "So it's back. You come against me with a sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." Then David runs towards the giant. He reaches into his bag, pulls out a stone, places it in his sling, and lets it fly. That single stone, propelled with skill and precision, strikes Goliath right in the forehead. The giant stumbles and falls, face down on the ground. The unbeatable champion was defeated by a shepherd boy with a single stone. When the Philistines saw their hero fall, they panicked and ran. The Israelites, filled with a sudden surge of courage, chased after them and won a decisive victory. So, what's the big takeaway here? This story isn't just about a physical fight. It's about how we face the giants in our own lives, whether it's a huge challenge at work, a personal struggle, or a fear that seems impossible to overcome. David won because he saw the situation differently. Everyone else saw an unbeatable giant. David saw an opportunity to stand up for what he believed in. He didn't focus on the size of his opponent. He focused on the size of his God. He also used what he had. He didn't try to be a soldier in heavy armor. He was a shepherd, and he used the skills he had perfected over years of practice. His sling, it teaches us that sometimes our greatest strengths are the unique skills and experiences we already possess. We don't need to be someone else to succeed. We need to be the best version of ourselves. And most importantly, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. So the next time you're facing your own Goliath, remember David. Don't be intimidated by the size of the problem. Trust in your own skills. Draw on your faith and past victories, and have the courage to take that first step forward. You might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve. Thanks so much for watching. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores timeless tales and the lessons they hold for us today. See you in the next video.